Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. So I can't really believe it, but when this video goes out, I will be 29 years old. And as I'm sitting here right now, I'm still 28. So it's kind of surreal, unreal, etc. And I don't know, I wanted to make this video today because turning 29 for me, I think is going to be an even kind of bigger deal than turning 30. And that's just because it's like the end of an era. It's like the last year that I'm going to be 20 something years old, and then I'm just like, I'm 30. And I have no problem turning 30. I'm not like worried or scared. I have certain like turning 30 crisis situations based more on biological reasons rather than anything else. But, of course, it is crazy to think, 30 for me, for as long as I can remember, has been like a relatively old age. Like, this is not to insult anyone, obviously, who's even older than that. But, I'm just looking back to when I was a kid, when I was like 18 years old, and, it felt like ages and light years away to be even ever turning 30. I could never imagine what I would be as a 30-year-old. And for me, it's just like this big deal because I don't know, for me, it has always been this image of when you turn 30, that's when you have a stable job and that's when you are kind of living a routine life and thinking about kids and marriage and etc. But of course times have changed and we don't live in that kind of an era anymore where it's like always gonna be like that. But yeah, I wanted to make this video also for myself a little bit as a little bit of a memory, but also hopefully you guys can enjoy some story times here because I want to reflect on my 20s and also just reflect on where I am right now and just give you a little bit of a not bucket list. I almost wanted to do a before 30 bucket list, but I just feel like a year that's the one thing. When you get older, time just seems to go faster and faster, but a year is going to go so fast, so I didn't want to put any like unrealistic before I turn 30 goals over there. So more like things that I'm wishing and hoping to happen kind of before I turn 30 and in general thoughts about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let's go. Okay, so my 20s. I feel like my 20s have been amazing. I'm so grateful for how I decided to spend my 20s and all the risks that I took, all the maybe even crazy things that I did, and also my growth has been unbelievable. I feel like especially between like 23 years old and maybe 26, those 3 years were life-changing for me. It's when I grew the most as a human being, and obviously I'm growing every year and all the time and trying to become a better version of me. But when I was 23, I can always remember that was the year I decided, or maybe it wasn't even 24, I don't remember. It was around the time I went vegan as well, but it was like the year that I kind of started to slowly have the grip on the fact that like I'm in charge of my life. Like I can do what I want, where I want, however I want. I'm the only one responsible for myself and my happiness when whatever happens in my life is just like, it's in my hands. It's in my hands. And that's pretty huge. And I also met Alex, the love of my life. We've been together for almost 8 years now, and he's still my boyfriend. It's starting to be like crazy to call him my boyfriend, but because of being 8 years together and living together for like almost 7 years, kind of on and off in the beginning. But yeah, he feels much more like what everybody else describes their husband to be. That's what he kind of feels like to me. So it's almost crazy, that he's still just my boyfriend. But also it kind of makes me feel like young and I don't know, just like in my teens or something. It's kind of cool. But yeah, when I was 21 years old, I think that was one of the biggest decisions I ever made in my life. Is when I was 21 years old, I took my first ever trip alone and I went to Portugal. And I've been like traveling a lot before, but I always went with friends or family or, with my boyfriend, with my ex-boyfriend. And when I was 21 years old, by the way, it's raining and my microphone's pretty good, so it's catching that. Sorry. But yeah, I remember when I was 21 years old, I had like job. I think I had even two jobs, and I was making money quite well, but I was also exhausted because I was a full-time student, full-time working, and also had a side hustle, like kind of side hustle job there. And I remember I was like, I really need a holiday. Like I want a great, good beach holiday. And I wanted to do it on this like June or something, and I kept asking everyone if they could go or when they could go, and nobody could give me like a specific answer, or nobody could say yes or no, or no one could say like I'll go then. And my ex-boyfriend back then, I was still dating him, he didn't like, it turned out he didn't like traveling at all, so he just preferred not to go traveling and preferred me to go with my friends. But because no one could go, and I'm not really the type to travel with my family, so I said, you know what, I don't want my friends or my boyfriend or my family, the fact that no one can come, I don't want that to stop me from not being able to go and have a freaking holiday. So I said, I'm gonna go have a holiday. I was this close, this close in going to France for a language school, because I decided maybe I want to just, catch up on my French skills and learn a little bit of more French, and just wanted to go into an environment where I would definitely meet more people. But then like last minute, I saw this advertisement for a surfing school camp thing in Portugal, and I was like, what the hell am I doing going on holiday learning freaking French? Like I'm just gonna go surf, like that sounds way more awesome. So that's what I did, and that's where I actually met Alex as well. And so grateful for that trip, and I'm so grateful that I was brave enough to do that. I know like right now when I look back, it doesn't sound that brave because it's just going to Portugal. It's like, from Finland, it was a 5-hour flight, but I'd never gone alone. So I remember just being so nervous, even arriving to the airport. So I had actually booked a transfer for someone for me to pick me up, because I was so scared to use public transport or the taxis, because I was just convinced something's going to happen to me. So that's what I did. And yeah, it turned out to be this life-changing experience, because not only did I meet Alex, I met some other people there, and everyone was just so like open, and we all had different ages, and I don't know, I felt like I learned something about life which I'd never known before, and it was just somehow like, there's something more out there. And traveling's amazing, meeting new people is cool, and everybody, you can learn something new from everyone. Up until 21, I had I obviously was meeting new people every now and then, but I had a pretty like solid friend group, which I've been friends forever with, who I'm still friends with, and I love them. No complaints there. But, I just don't think I ever had that experience before of just like meeting new people and learning so much about life from them as well. So it was truly a life-changing trip. So that of course led me to have in the end of the day, a long distance relationship then with Alex at some point. And so I went through that in my 20s, which again, it was like one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through. Like it was really, really tough, to be honest. Like yes and no tough, but in the end of the day, like when we look back now, it's like, yeah, that was tough. Like how did we even go through that? Because me and Alex are so different kinds of people when it comes to relationships. Like I'm more of the like lovey-dovey kind of person. I'm very emotional, I'm very like, I don't know, I love to have chats and talk about emotions and everything, and I can do all of that through phone and text and everything, while Alex is way more like pulled back, and for him it was more difficult to do that. So just like communication was just so difficult, and I don't know. But again, it was like a really life lesson for us, something, going through something so hard together as a couple, and then, still ending up together is just, I don't know, just is something that can make your relationship even stronger. Or I don't know, I just feel so grateful for that experience just because of that. So that's something, I went through in my 20s. I decided very last minute and spontaneously to move to Germany to go do my exchange student semester there. So I was still a student when I met Alex at my university in Finland. I was almost done, but and I knew I could still do an exchange semester if I wanted to. So but I was late for my applications, and I don't even know how it happened, but I made it happen. And I went to Nuremberg, which is where Alex lived back then, to do my exchange semester. And the school, the university that I went to with in Nuremberg wasn't even a partner school university of our university. So I had to like fill out hundreds of formulas and go to interviews, and like, you know, it was like a really exhausting process, and I had to organize everything myself because it wasn't a partner university. I was just dead set on going to Nuremberg for my exchange semester, so that me and Alex would have the possibility to get to know each other better whilst living in the same city. And we did also decide to live together during that time, so that was exciting, you know, exchange semester, moving to another country because of a boy that, you know, I had really only known for a week. That's just, you know, crazy when you look back at it, and something I would say, you know, at the time didn't feel so crazy and felt like the right thing to do. But a lot of people were kind of like rolling their eyes at me, going like, oh my God, what is Kia doing? Because I just moved with this guy in Germany after knowing him for like almost no time. But yeah, grateful I did that. And to be honest, that was also quite a hard year in the end of the day. Me and Alex getting to know each other that well, and it was a great year, but also a hard one for many reasons, which I won't go too much into depth on. But again, so grateful to have gone through that. And again, during the exchange semester, I again met so many amazing people who I just, you know, meeting so many new people from different countries and worlds, you just automatically widen your scope and your knowledge and your understanding. And, you know, I don't know, I feel like I became a more relaxed and more open person just because of like even that experience. I also decided to go to Costa Rica for my internship semester. So I lived there for 6 months, which was also, that was a way more planned out decision. I definitely did my research on that and searched for jobs for quite a while and got a job. And yeah, it was an amazing exchange semester again. Again, it was just such an amazing time for all the experiences that I had there. It was a pretty relaxed internship, to be honest. I tried to work my ass off, I did, but I was also really enjoying my time and discovering Costa Rica, meeting new friends, and, you know, again, meeting so many new people to expand mine, you know, my vision, my insights on life and my understanding of life, etc. So it was like a really good growth experience in that sense as well. But it was definitely the absolute hardest time for me and Alex. Having such a long distance between us as a couple and such a great time difference, it was very taxing because it was near impossible to even get on Skype together. But we made it through, very grateful for that. I also unfortunately had to experience loss. I lost my dad when I was 21 years old. I never talk about that, and I miss him greatly, and I get very emotional when I talk about that. I miss him so much, and I just wish you would see where I am today. Okay, I didn't expect that. That's why I was just like always, yeah. But you know, I live every day of my life knowing that and thinking that I think he would be proud. You know, I think he would be proud. And losing someone you love so much is hard, but you know, you can get through it. You can get through it. You can get through it with amazing people next to you. So okay, just had to straighten myself up there a little bit. I don't think I've ever cried on camera, so sorry about that. So obviously I also made the big decision to move to Germany permanently, live together with Alex, and our relationship, you know, started blooming at some point with all that long distance, and, you know, the hurdle of that just was like really tough. So us finally being able to live together in the same country, knowing that I don't have to go back to Finland to study, or, you know, knowing that I can have a life here, it was really great. So that was fantastic. And, you know, I did my master's in Nuremberg as well. I completed my master's degree. I'm very proud of that as well. And master's in international marketing. And after that, me and Alex both decided we would take the leap and be entrepreneurs, start our own businesses. And Alex started his own engineering business before we started kia.c.Lindroos, and I decided, like, this is a story in itself, which I think I've made a video on, but I decided I wanted to start kia.c.Lindroos basically, and we moved to Munich then together to start a life over here and, you know, start building up our businesses. We just felt like Munich would be a better environment for that, and we were both, you know, because Alex had lived in Nuremberg so long because of his job, and I obviously lived there because he was there and then studied there. Now we were both free to make like a moving change, like in terms of location change in our lives. So we took that opportunity, and we both wanted to like start slow and just go to a bigger city and stay in Bavaria. We both love Bavaria, so we came to Munich. And I, of course, started my YouTube channel as well, which is just so much fun and so amazing. I love my YouTube channel and I love my community so much. And anyone who's following or watching and decided to subscribe to me, I don't know, it's just like so, you know, my channel is not huge and, you know, it has a maybe a relatively slow growth rate. I don't know, whatever, because I'm grateful for what it is and where it is. But it's just something special and really an outlet where I can, you know, really express my creativity and also, you know, like talk about things that I want to talk about. I've made many amazing friends through YouTube as well, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, it's been such an amazing journey and experience, and I'm definitely going to keep going on and keep doing what I'm doing here on YouTube as well for as long as I have the time and energy to do so, because I don't earn a zit from YouTube. Well, I can't say that. I earn maybe €100 a month with YouTube. So, you know, I don't get a lot for a lot of the effort and time I put into it, but it's just all worth it anyway. So obviously looking back at my whole 20s and remembering every little detail is important, but I would say those were some of the more milestones of my life and of my 20s and what I've experienced and, you know, what have, you know, shaped me for who I am today. All the crazy emotional drama, ups and downs, you know, I've always been also a positive person and been able to see things in a positive light and known that everything's going to work out no matter what. So, you know, I was never like, I had a moment of slight depression at some point, but I always was more of the move forward and keep going on kind of person. So I'm just happy that I was and am here today where I am with the most amazing man that is in this world, Alex. And yeah, it's just good. Going on 30, I guess. So I have one final year as a 20-something-year-old, and that's pretty crazy and cool at the same time. But like I said in the beginning, the only thing that maybe sometimes puts me in slight crisis mode in terms of turning 30 is that I know that I do want to have kids and I don't want to be like too old of a mom, but I'm not like putting too much pressure into that or anything. And me and Alex, we do know that we do want to have children, but we're also trying to do it very like plan it out as smartly as we can. And at the stage where we are now with our business, it's just we know with 100% certainty it's not the right time. So I don't think that, you know, I'm not going to be pregnant you know, before or by the time I'm 30. Definitely I'm not going to have kids by the time I'm 30, but hopefully like beginning of 30s I don't know. We'll see. That's just crazy to even think, you know. On the other hand, I was like, yes, I want to have children with beginning of 30s, but on the other hand, I'm just like, I don't actually know, because right now at this moment, as much as I want to have kids, I'm just like, there's no burning desire to right now be a mom. I'm still so in love with all the aspects of life that you have the ability to maybe even enjoy a bit better without children than you would with children. Let's put it at that. So I'm just so, you know, happy of the freedom right now, and without that responsibility also in terms of financially where we are right now. It's just, feels a bit better right now not to have children to be responsible for. But I am excited to have children. I know it's going to happen at some point, so we'll see when. But I also feel like my 20s has brought me, with all the experiences and all the growth, has brought me to a place now where I feel very confident that I'm going to be a great mom and that me and Alex are going to be great parents, because of all the experience, all the amazing life chats we've had, meaning of life chats, everything that we've tried to understand better and learn better and, just be better versions of ourselves and understand life and the world a bit better. I don't know. We try, and we're definitely not there yet, or probably, who knows. But I feel confident that I can be a stable role model and support for my children, and that I can, bring them up, grow with them in a way which is going to be so positive for them. So I feel like definitely mid-20s, I would have never would have in that time been, even emotionally ready to have children. I don't think I was there yet. I mean, I don't know when you are actually ready to have children, but definitely looking back, I'm happy I never was like, oh, let's have kids. And obviously me and Alex, we do want to get married, but that's just we don't know yet either. We're not in a hurry, obviously our relationship, I live in Germany, I'm from Finland, so we also don't have to get married in terms of anything getting easier just because we come from different countries. Although tax, yeah, sure, but we don't think about that too much. But yeah, we'll see when we get married. We definitely want to get married, and we talk about it sometimes. We're just not really sure yet when's the right time and when is ever going to be the right time, so we'll see how that goes out. But I know that in my 30s it's gonna be amazing, because there's gonna be getting married, there's gonna be having children, there's gonna be, hopefully by 30 or in my 30s, I'm going to be completely living off of kia.c.lindroos and having more freedom within time, more financial freedom, and I can, start up new projects on, anything that's vegan as well, really spread that message a little bit more as well in my terms and in my way, and, do amazing things. And I think in my 30s, it's gonna be different growth, but it's going to be amazing. So I can't be anything but excited to also go into my 30s. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? How old are you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you have any anxiety turning 30, 25? I don't know how old you guys are, 40, whatever. Did you ever have anxiety? How has your 20s been, or, teens been? If you're already 30 or you've already lived a lot of your 30s, let me know what kind of experience you've had then. I don't know, I would love to know a little bit more about you guys as well. So this video, you guys got to know a lot about me and what has brought me here where I am today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, comment down below something about you guys as well. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and being on my journey with me and supporting me and being my friends. It's just so amazing. And yeah, I'll just finish up here. I'm super excited to see you guys in my next video. Until then, you guys, bye bye.